Hey everybody! I have an exciting announcement today. I have a new online workshop where you can make these beautiful butterfly slimline cards, so check that out at the end of my video. Today I wanted to show you the difference between paper glaze and paper glaze enhancer, and also show you some of the cards that are going to be on my blog today. Paper glaze you're already familiar with, and I'm going to mix them up and put them through this brick stencil and show you what, one, a mix that really looks like bricks is, and two, the surface texture of this medium. I will be mixing two colors, the Marigold orange, which is a really deep orange that I just love, and then the Dahlia, brown Dahlia, which is just beautiful. This is such a pretty color, and it mixes so well with other colors to create fun sort of, in this case, architectural colors. Now be sure and keep the rim of your paper glaze container clean. Make sure you clean that off before you put the lid back on. If it's not clean, it can allow air in and your paper glaze may harden. This one is fairly clean, so what I like to do is stick the spatula down in there, making sure not to get any on the edges of the container. So I have a little more of the Marigold than I have of the brown Dahlia, but in the end it's going to end up being pretty dark because that is a dark brown. But these two colors make a really nice brick-like color when you mix them together. And I just love the way that that looks. So we're going to have, when we're done with this, the traditional paper glaze bricks. But then when I use the enhancer, it's really going to give it a rock-like surface. It will dull the shine a little bit and give it this fun sort of velvety texture that really is like stone or brick. You can mix the enhancer with any of the colors of paper glaze. You can use it by itself if you're just creating snow or things like that, but the texture is really amazing. So it's fun to be able to use my paper glazes in a different way with this enhancer. And it's hard to sort of describe what it does without just showing you the texture that you get. So I'll pull this off and you can see these beautiful shiny bricks with their nice like mahogany color, and see that traditional shimmer that paper glaze has on those bricks. So I have some gel press prints where I was getting fun grungy textures, and this one looks like a grungy wall to me. And I thought that that might be fun, sort of peeking through my bricks that I'm going to use with the paper enhancer. So I had a little bit of paper glaze down there I needed to wipe off. And I love this print all by itself. It already looks like a grungy wall somewhere in a big city, but it's going to look even cooler after I add the enhancer. Now the enhancer is very lightweight. To me, it feels like about half the weight of actual paper glaze. And it comes in this larger jar because you're going to be mixing it with all your colors, so you need a little bit more. And I'm doing about a 1-to-1 ratio of paper glaze to enhancer, but there's no need to be super precise about this. You're going to see immediately how it changes the texture of paper glaze, and it makes it a little less shimmery and more textured than the original paste. So you can keep adding it until it looks exactly like you want it to look. Now, depending on how well you mix it, you may end up with little streaks of regular paper glaze that isn't mixed, and that can be kind of fun because you have that variation between the two textures. One is sort of soft and velvety and matte, and the other one is shimmery and shiny. So this time I'm using the slimline version of this stencil because I have a longer 5x7 gel press print that I'm going to cover, and I will be making this into a slimline card with the new Hibiscus stamp and the slimline die cutting system. So it's perfect that I have this slimline version of this stencil as well. Now, already going down onto the paper, if you look over to the left at the surface of the regular paper glaze, you can see how matte this paper glaze with enhancer is. It is so much fun. So for techniques where you need bricks, where you need metallic textures, if you want a rust texture on something that looks metal, or for your art journal, something that's just fun to kind of run your hand over and get just a really cool, neat, velvety texture, this is the way to go. It's so much fun. So here you can see I do have a little bit of that glaze mixed in that isn't completely mixed in, and that will show up as a little oasis of shine in this nice matte finish texture. Now this print is on copy paper, so it's not going to be as clean as the one on cardstock because it's a little wobbly, and so that allows some paper glaze to get underneath the stencil, but it's really no big deal. So let me show you this exciting finished result and how these two compare to each other. So here's the traditional. I'm going to remove the tape here and just let you see this beautiful shine. And then this is the amazing matte finish stone texture that I just love. It was just crying out to be bricks when I got this paper glaze enhancer. So it doesn't matter what you're looking for in terms of finished surface treatment. With these two things together, you can get whatever you like. So this is great. It's going to be hard for me to cut this down a little bit to fit on my slimline card because I just love the way the edges are sort of rough. But here's a good example of how different the finished product is, and it's quite something, and really nice just to be able to get a little bit more out of your paper glaze. So head over to my blog for information on this card, the other cards that I'm showing you today, and register for the butterfly workshop. After you register, you will receive a discount code to purchase the stencils for the class. So don't order those before you register because you won't have that coupon. So head over to my blog, and thanks so much for watching.